and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on.
Previously in the Archers, Adam's pressed by Ian about how he'd use a small windfall, helping Brian and securing Xander's future versus investing in Ian's cookery venture. Adam admits Xander comes first, and Ian agrees. Decision made. Susan's pleased that the client Adam showed around the Bridge Farm has put in a big order with Ellen. Adam and Susan discuss Ian and Tracy having to make new starts. Susan admits that you can only try to do your best before excusing herself to leave Adam to finish up at the dairy. She needs to do something important. Susan gives Tracy some cash to help out. Initially protesting, Tracy is grateful for some breathing space while she looks for work and they share a tender moment. As Adam enjoys the best pizza he's ever eaten from Ian's new oven, Ian proposes a toast to Home Farm, but Adam shocks Ian. Thanks to talking with Susan, Adam has changed his mind and told Brian it's a no to Adam and Ian helping financially. After some preparation with Tracy, Jazer aces the job interview that she recently failed, proudly announcing that he is the newest salesman in the Fairsham Kitchens team, with the 3-month trial. They celebrate with what's left in the cupboard, schnapps. Jazer insists that everything he earns will be shared. He'll do everything he can to avoid Tracy going to work at the kitchen factory. Tracy's moved and finally starts to feel better. She is so happy to have Jazer with his big, generous heart. Thank you for listening, and now I will leave you with the episode of The Archers.
This is the BBC.
This podcast is supported by advertising outside the UK.
BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.
You're listening to Sunday's episode of The Archers from BBC Radio 4.
Morning.
Oh, hi, Kathy.
Oh, you're doing it again, aren't you?
What?
Hanging out Tom and Natasha's washing.
They do rather make a habit of banging it in the machine and forgetting about it.
If I were you, I'd just leave it there. It worked wonders with my Jamie.
It doesn't take a minute to do this.
How is Tom?
You know, still pretty depressed.
I'm not surprised. Losing the Grey Gables order must have hit Bridgefresh hard.
It's a disaster for the whole of Bridge Farm, Kathy.
Oh.
They used to take loads of Helen's cheese. Ian was a huge fan of Borsetshire Blue.
And the yoghurt and ice cream?
Oh, gallons of the stuff. Although most of it does go to the retail market. But there is one small ray of hope. Someone from a London-based deli chain came to look round the dairy last week. And because Clary was off, Adam was helping out. He must have done an excellent salesman's job because they placed an order the next day.
Oh, good for Adam.
Well, it's a drop in the ocean, but...
I suppose every little helps. How is Clary? Is she back at work now?
Coming back tomorrow. Still a bit stiff, she says, but definitely on the mend.
And it hasn't put her off playing cricket?
I sincerely hope not. We've got our first veterans match next Sunday and we need her. She's a real dab hand with a cricket bat.
Yeah, I remember her playing in the single wicket not so many years ago. In fact, didn't she win it one year?
Did she? I can't remember. Doesn't surprise me, though. Anyway, how are things at Grey Gables?
Don't ask.
The last week, isn't it? You must be so sad.
I am. I loved Grey Gables.
I know you did.
Best job I ever had.
So, time to instigate the grand plan?
I don't know about that, Pat. I was hoping to carry on working for a couple more years at least, but...
But...
I can't complain. At least I've got a decent pension to look forward to and a generous redundancy package. No, it's the youngsters I feel sorry for. The ones who haven't been working there all that long. They're going to end up with no money and no prospects. I just can't believe how badly Oliver's handled this.
You got time for a cup of coffee?
Yeah, why not?
None of the staff are speaking to me,
Oh, come on, Oliver.
and frankly, I can't say I blame them.
Don't beat yourself up like this. If anyone's to blame, it's me. We insisted on finalising the contract with you so quickly.
But the staff, Ardell, they're not just employees, they're my friends and neighbours.
I know.
And in this village, well, so many of them depend on Grey Gables for a living.
And they will do so again. There will be job opportunities for many of them when the refurbishment is complete.
Yes, but when's that going to be? A year? 18 months? What are they supposed to do in the meantime?
Well, things couldn't go on as they were, Oliver.
I know.
So look on the bright side. This is an opportunity to recreate Grey Gables as something new and different. Still classy, still ethically based, and grounded in the community, but transformed into somewhere gorgeous, inspiring, seductive, and most importantly, financially viable.
That sounds wonderful. But small comfort to all the staff who are going to be out of a job at the end of this week.
It'll be worth it in the long run. But let's give the staff a good send-off, shall we? Open the bar for them on Thursday night. Let them have a farewell party at our expense.
Well, I was thinking of something along those lines.
OK, well, let's spread the word. Now, there was one other thing concerning the staff that I really want your advice on.
And as for that man, that agent he's selling it to, he's the one who's insisting on the place being cleared by the end of the week, and it's a nightmare, Pat.
Oh, dear.
I mean, can you imagine trying to clear a 60-bedroom hotel in a couple of weeks?
Well, you don't have to get everything out, do you?
Well, everything that can be sold or given to a worthy cause. And there's all the history of the place, which really should be properly archived, instead of which it's going into a skip.
Here's your coffee.
Oh, thanks. Oliver's worse than useless. Hopeless asking him what he wants done with the stuff. He's like a zombie.
I can't help feeling a bit sorry for him.
Oh, don't waste your sympathy, Pat. I know he had no option but to sell up. But the way he's handled it, honestly.
But you saw it coming.
Not like this, I didn't.
Well, you've been saying for ages that something like this might happen.
Oh, I knew the place was losing money. My job to prepare the accounts. The fact is, we needed to bounce back in a big way when the COVID crisis passed. It just didn't happen. We were busy enough, but we weren't making any money.
It's such a shame.
But there should have been a consultation period. Time for people to get used to the idea, to get organised. Think about the future. Instead of which, we're all just turned out onto the streets at a moment's notice. Honestly, Pat, it makes me so mad. I keep waking up in the night with my fist clenched like I need to punch someone.
Oh, dear, that doesn't sound like you.
I can't just sit back and let it happen. This whole business has been grossly mishandled, and I really need to do something.
Like what?
I need to go to Grey Gables and have it out with them.
With Oliver?
And the smarmy Mr. Shah. I've got nothing to lose, have I?
No, but do you think it'll do any good?
Probably not. But it'll make me feel better.
Thank you for that, Oliver. I'll admit that was the way I was thinking of going, but it's good to have you confirm my opinion.
While we're on the subject of the staff, Ardell, you did mention the other day how impressed you'd been by Tracy.
Tracy
Horrobin, on reception?
Oh, yes, charming woman. And she seems very good at her job. Went out of her way to make me feel welcome. There'll definitely be a place for people like her in the new Grey Gables.
Well, I have to confess, she's a protégée of mine.
So you take the credit, do you?
No, not at all. I just recognised her as a bright young woman who'd simply missed out on life's opportunities, so I took a chance and offered her that job.
And your faith has paid off.
Yes, but she's only been working here, less than 3 years, so her redundancy payment will be negligible.
But all contracted staff are getting a generous ex gratia payment.
Yes, I know.
To compensate for the lack of consultation and what have you.
But I was wondering if perhaps a little extra bonus might be given to staff members who have delivered outstanding service.
Oh, well, you'll have to let me think about that.
Only Tracy's family, without her wages, are really going to be struggling.
Ah, you're both here. Good.
Kathy.
We were just talking about you.
I have bitten my tongue for quite long enough, and I have to speak out. This hotel is being closed down without proper notice, without a thought for the staff.
Kathy, we've been through all this. That meeting we had with Roy.
Oh, yeah. You've covered your backs legally, I know that. But you clearly have no idea of the human cost of what you're doing. To treat the staff like this when they've given you years of devoted service is an absolute disgrace.
You really mustn't blame Oliver.
I don't. Well, not entirely. I know it's you who's imposed this ridiculous timetable.
For reasons that I really can't go into, I'm afraid.
Oh, I get it. This is a case of money talks, isn't it? We want this and we want it now, and who gives a damn about all the little people whose lives are going to be shattered?
As I have explained, Kathy, we will be making enhanced redundancy payments.
And what about all those people who don't even qualify for redundancy? Is it any wonder that half the casuals haven't turned up this past week? Probably gone to bag their place in the queue for the food bank.
The closure was going to happen anyway, Kathy.
And the timing of it, there really was nothing we could do.
Nothing you could do? All that time you were swanning around, posing as a guest, enjoying the Easter holiday, running rings around the staff, while all the time you knew perfectly well you were going to terminate their jobs.
There were complex negotiations going on.
Oh, just throw them on the scrap heap. And if that's not despicable, then I don't know what is. Don't just sit there smirking at me. Oh, you think this is funny, do you?
You were right, Oliver.
What?
I can see why you think so highly of her.
Indeed I do.
What are you talking about?
Kathy, we'd like to offer you a job.
What?
We need someone to be our... I don't know what you'd call it.
Liaison officer, perhaps?
Exactly. Someone with experience and judgment and good local knowledge to oversee the transition of the old Grey Gables to the new.
What do you say, Kathy? Have a think about it and take as long as you like.
But before you go, let's just have a quick word about terms and conditions.
You all right?
Well, no, not really.
What's happened? You look as if you've seen a ghost. Come on, sit down. Fallon won't mind us borrowing a couple of the tea room chairs.
Well, you're not going to believe this, Pat.
What?
I've just been offered a job.
What?
By Oliver and Adil Shah.
But didn't you go to Grey Gables to tear them off a strip?
And I did. I marched into Oliver's office and they were sitting there, the pair of them, so I just let rip. And the wretched man starts to laugh.
Oliver?
No, Adil Shah. Which of course made me even more furious.
I can imagine.
But what it was, apparently he and Oliver had been discussing me earlier.
Really?
Because Adil Shah had decided I might be the right person for this job and wanted Oliver's opinion. And Oliver gave me a glowing reference.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, but so embarrassing when I'd just been yelling at the pair of them. Oh, and Adil said Oliver had warned him that I could be feisty.
No.
Just wanted the floor to open and swallow me up.
What did you say about the job offer?
I didn't say anything. I was just standing there with my mouth open.
What is it, this job?
It's a sort of post to help manage the transition to the new hotel. To be honest, I wasn't really taking much in. But basically, he wants me, they want me, because I'm local. I've got management experience, I know people, I know the area.
And you're feisty.
Oh, shut up.
But you wouldn't want to work for him, would you?
I don't know.
But I thought you really disliked the man.
Yeah, I disliked what he was doing and the way he dealt with the closure. And I sort of dismissed him as, smooth-talking city type. But honestly, Pat, there's obviously a lot more to him than that.
Got hidden depths, has he?
Well, he can be very charming. And he seems really, genuinely to believe in this project. Whatever it is they've got planned for Grey Gables.
So you think he's okay, do you?
Well, I think I could work with him, with both of them.
But I mean, if you do accept the job, how's that going to look to all the people they've just made redundant?
I know. I wouldn't be very popular, would I?
And won't you lose your redundancy payment?
Oh, no, because this would be a completely different job for a different company.
Oh? Right.
So financially, it makes perfect sense.
So you're going to accept Mr. Shah's offer, are you?
I don't know, Pat. I honestly don't know.
Maybe someone wanted to be in their own place when they baby. Due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now. No. I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially.